let's talk about what I think is one of the cooler outdoor experiences I've heard of for a long time. And that is you got to spend the entire summer in Jackson, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Like right in the Grand Tetons.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us what you were doing up there and how long you got to spend up there?
Okay. I moved up there at the very end of May in my van, the Green Bean. I was working up there as the head photographer for this company called Snake River Photos. Basically, what we did is there's a ton of different rafting outfitters in Jackson that send boats down the Snake River on the whitewater portion. And a lot of those people like to get photos of them going over Big Rapid. The main one that I shot was called Big Kahuna. And so basically I would go I'd kayak across the river, and then I'd do this little hike down to this island called Kahuna Rock. I'd sit out there all day, lots of times for like 11 hours a day, because there's boats going all the time during busy season. And I would take photos of the raft as they approach and then go over the rapid, and right after, and they'd turn around and wave at me and be like, hey. So yeah, I just did that every day. It's very like monotonous, not my favorite creative job because it's not really that creative, but it did allow me to live in Jackson Hole, like one of my favorite places on earth, which is incredible. And like, I'm not going to play and I have a camera in my hand for work. That's awesome. Something I'm good at. And I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's what I did for work up there. And I was there until mid-September.
That's sweet. Yeah. Entire summer up there near the Tetons.
Yep.
That would be a dream, really,
yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know you had a bunch of photos that you were sharing in our group chats of like people who on those rapids were like flying out of it
or
like making funny faces.
I have so many good photos. I need to make an album on my phone of them because people's faces would be like getting squashed in between like legs and there's like a foot sticking out and then also I got to like see a lot of celebrities up there I have a photo of Jimmy Kimmel waving at me. Kind of cool.
It's not
Kristen
bad.
Bell was on that boat. Dak Shepard, Jason Bateman was just behind them. So that was a pretty cool aspect of the job. Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a really neat experience and something that not a lot of people are going to have. I mean, obviously, maybe you didn't get to meet those people, but like you can look through your Lightroom library now.
Well, Kristen Bell posted a photo that I took on her Instagram, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. That's pretty sweet. Tell me about the Tetons, because Tetons, not that I've been to as many parks as you have,
Sure,
but Tetons I have as my number 2 park. Behind Glacier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's number 4 for me in regard to like how I'd rate them for other people. In my heart, it might be number 1 because I have a lot of history there, especially when it comes to photography. Like, it's the place where I fell in love with the outdoors on my first backpacking trip when I was 6. That's where we were at. My mom's side of the family grew up in that area. My grandpa used to be a ranger in the area as well. And so just like grew up loving the outdoors there and visiting there as a kid, and then went there with my brother on that trip after high school and fell in love with it again. And then I got like my first kind of, photo like job for a company up there. I got to spend a summer up there, which was incredible.
You've got a soft spot.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Tetons. And like, it's funny because I do too, actually. Like, it was, again, being from the Midwest, there's not a lot of those kinds of places that are close. But growing up, we did a lot of family vacations to places like that.
Yeah.
And the Tetons were one of the first ones that I can really remember and appreciate just because I was old enough at that point. And, after I moved out here and went to the Tetons for the first time, it was like almost reliving all those old memories. Yeah. And I don't know what about it, but like I have that same kind of connection to it.
And it's just such a, I think it sticks in your mind because it's such a shocking sight. Like when you first come up to them,
so prominent.
Out of nowhere. It's like flat, and then boom, massive mountains and like jagged mountains.
Yeah, they really are. Like if you've never been, you have to go.
Yeah.
And like,
absolutely.
For a lot of people, it's probably tough. Like, oh, like there's a bunch of parks. I'll go to this.
Right.
You got to go to Tetons.
Yeah.
Like for whatever you think of it, if you don't think it's going to be much, it's worth it. And there's a ton of cool stuff you can do up there. You know, you mentioned rafting, obviously, is one.
Yeah.
But they got a bunch of great hikes up there too.
Oh yeah.
What's one of the better hikes that you've done up there?
One that I really like is Cascade Canyon. It's a little bit longer, but takes you past this waterfall called Hidden Falls. That's right on Jenny Lake. Inspiration Point gives you a great overview of Jenny Lake and like the Teton Valley, or not the Teton Valley, excuse me, like the Jackson Hole area. And then you go up back into the mountains. You can go all the way up to Lake Solitude and North Fork of Cascade Canyon, and that's beautiful too, and just gives you a really good view of the Tetons.
Yeah, when I went there, and I was like 14, me and my dad started up Cascade Canyon, and we didn't have time to do the whole thing or
Yeah,
anything.
it gets pretty lengthy.
Oh yeah, it does. But we had started up, and we left my mom and my brother because my brother was younger, and they went back in, and me and my dad kept going. We got to this point where we saw this little thing that looked like a bush off the side of the path, and you know, we were maybe 20, 30 feet from, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like a normal bush. We couldn't figure out what it was. And then it hit us. It was a bull moose. And it was the antlers we saw, just like waving around in the bushes.
Gosh,
and
yeah.
we're like, well, this is interesting.
Dangerous.
Yeah. And so we stopped and just kind of took some time to see if we could maybe get to stirrups. We keep going, but we had to turn back and go. But like that is one of like, it's
Core
a
memory.
it's a core memory that I have of like being the
Sure.
Tetons. And it's something that like, again, for all the places that, you know, we can go, Tetons for whatever just sticks with you.
It's like not that far away either from us.
Yeah, not
It's
for us. I
amazing.
mean, again, that's a benefit of Salt Lake.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we can drive 5 hours and be in a place like that
Yeah.
just does something different to you.
Amen.
And it's super cool. Is that whole summer job experience? Obviously, you have your new job now with Canvas Cutter.
Right.
But is that something that you would try again if given the chance?
Probably, especially if I didn't have my current job and didn't think that was going somewhere for me, I would definitely do something like that again. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, it was the same thing with Kai going up to Alaska for his summer job. It's like, if I was younger again and knew there was those kind of opportunities, in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
I mean, it beats sitting around here having a job 9 to 5 that you're working.
Oh yeah.
You know, and your buddies are up in a cool place like that. And every single night you can go out and see just one of the most beautiful places you could be.
Yeah, I think, yeah, especially if you're young, like taking advantage of seasonal jobs like that, man, they just give you such cool opportunities. And the people you meet on them are so cool because they're trying to do the same things. They're passionate about the same stuff that you are. I think it just creates such a cool opportunity in your life.